family. Welcome back to Life After Trauma, the podcast. On this episode, we're going to continue our series on caregiving and relationships. And today we have with us Milandria. Welcome to the show, Milandria. Thank you for coming. So if you guys don't know, Milandria is Jermaine's girlfriend, Jermaine's baby's mother. If you guys remember, we spoke with Ayana, which is Jermaine's sister, and his live-in caregiver. Milandria, let's give a bit of a recap on what happened to your boyfriend.
Well, I want to say what it was, November the 8th. He ended up, November the 9th. I took my baby to the doctor, or whatever the case may be, and he left to go take his
Okay,
clothes.
so first let's go back. You guys have a baby together.
Yes.
And before your boyfriend's accident, your child together was how old?
I want to say he was like 2 months. I had him August the 28th.
Of 2020?
2020.
Okay, so August the 28th, you guys welcomed a baby boy.
Yes.
And then 2 months later, he was involved in a horrible accident.
Yes.
So let's go back to the day of the accident. How did you find out, and what was your response once you received the information?
Well, the day before, that same day, prior to that day, he left and took his clothes, or whatever the case may be. And he usually come in the house, I want to say, like 1 or 2 in the morning. So it got like 12 some. And I really wasn't too much tripping because I had just seen him post on Instagram.
Okay.
So it got like 1, 2. I started calling him. I would call him. He wasn't answering. I was texting him on Instagram. He wasn't texting back. So I ended up calling his grandma. She didn't answer the phone either. I was trying to see, did he go back and pick up the clothes yet? So I ended up falling asleep. I want to say I woke up probably like 9 or 10. I ended up calling them again, and then I started
9 or 10 the next morning.
The next morning, I started calling them again. Then his sister, she finally answered the phone, or whatever the case may be. So I was like, what Jermaine? Jermaine came and got his clothes. She was like, yeah. She was like, she ended up telling me that they was saying that Jermaine was in ICU.
Oh, so you found out by his sister?
Yes. I ended up calling her because he still haven't returned home.
Oh, okay, right.
He didn't return my call at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
but
it was
he
out
used
of
to
the
come
normal.
home. Like, it was normal for him to come in the house at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
But he still went there. Once I woke up again at 8, 9 something, I started calling his grandmother again. His sister ended up answering the phone. And I asked her, like, he came and got his clothes. And she was like, yeah. Then she ended up proceeding to tell me that they were saying that he was in ICU. So I was like, huh? What you mean? She was like, they saying he in ICU. So I ended up calling my mom. So I was calling my mom, and I told her, like, Mom, you got to take me to the hospital. She was like, what going on? I was like, they saying Jermaine in ICU.
So how long was it from the time that you found out that there was an accident to the time incident until you made it to the hospital?
I want to say like a couple hours. Like, once I called my mom and told her to take me to the hospital, my brother went and got her, and then they came over there. But when we was on the way to the car, his cousin had called me, and she was like, they saying he ain't gonna make it. So I was stuck. I started screaming. I was hollering. And I would just answer my mom like, Mom. So, like, it took me a minute to calm down. I actually ran back in the house. I shut my door and got in the closet. And I just started crying. I was just
At that point, when the cousin said they didn't think
he was
going
gonna
to make it. So, when you finally made it to the hospital and you saw him, what was your first initial response when you walked through the door?
I started crying. Because, like, the way he was hooked up to the machines, like, his whole body was swollen. Like, his body was so big. Both his eyes, they was black and they was shut. They was telling me, like, they had put him in a medically induced coma when he finally did make it to the hospital. So they was saying they wanted to let him wake up on his own to see what his brain activity was or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. So when I seen him, he was in a coma. But
What did the doctor say? What they say to you?
They ain't say nothing to me. Actually, they was talking to his family like,
yeah, right. Yeah, you're the girlfriend, you're the baby's mother. I understand. Yeah. So they was talking to the family and telling the family, what was the diagnosis that they were saying. Now let me ask you this: at that point, you just know that they're saying he at the hospital. So when you got there, how did you find out what allegedly happened? Who knew what allegedly happened to him? Who said that?
Nobody,
just word of mouth.
Word of mouth, like so many different stories of what happened to him. Like,
but he had black eyes, and he had a brain injury.
He had a tube coming out his head. He had a trachea coming out his throat.
So he had the trach already at that point.
He had a neck brace on. He had a tube coming out the side right here. They were saying that they had to puncture his lungs, put a tube through the punch his lungs so he could breathe because all his ribs were broken. So, yeah, he wasn't like.
Wow, and that's a lot. And you had a 2-month-old at the time, and I understand you have another child prior to your relationship with Jermaine. And how old is that child?
She just turned 10.
So you have a 10-year-old.
Yes.
And at that time, your daughter was maybe
like
6 years old.
6.
So how has that been, maneuvering with this relationship and being a mother of, of a 2-month-old at the time, and having a 6-year-old? How were you able to cope with, taking all this in, not knowing what the future held?
I don't know, like, I had help from my little girl's side of the family. Like, once they found out what happened or whatever, they immediately like, we got her. Like, you ain't gotta worry about it. Like,
okay.
We got her. We got you. Like, don't worry about it.
Right.
So it was just like I really just had to deal with my son. But like, I can't even hold you. Like, my son, like he kept me motivated. He kept my head above waters. Like, always. Like even though his dad wasn't in the picture, he always showed me that love. Like, he used to just hug, kiss on me. Like, to this day, he be like, "Mom, you so pretty, you so cute." Like, he always keep me
your
uplifted.
Motivation. Yeah. So he's your strength in this whole thing that keeps you going.
Yes.
Yeah. So how is your relationship with him? Do you feel like he understands what has happened over the course of time? How do you guys connect? Because I understand he's nonverbal still. So how do you connect with him? How do you guys communicate?
He communicate with like his eyes. Like, if I can say at first, like when he first got into it, like he wasn't doing nothing. He was always angry. He was always mad, mean. But like over the years, he's starting to like come out of like he understand, like he accepting the fact that he in this situation. Like, you can ask him yes or no question, he'll nod his head for yes or he'll shake his head for no. Like, he even be moving his lips. Like, I really feel like he there. Like, he in his body. It's just like his body is not cooperating with his brain for him to move and talk. But he most definitely is in there.
So what is the hardest part of this entire ordeal?
My person, like, I hate the fact that he in this situation. Like, I hate the fact that, like, that was my shoulder to lean on. That was my dog. That was my diary. Like, that was my best friend. Like, that's my person for real. So, like, it like, I can't even hold you. Like, some days I don't know if I'm going to come. Like, even with it being this long, like,
4 years later, because right now it's what, 4 years?
4 years this year on November the, I want to say 10th. And
coming up on your 4-year anniversary, November 10th.
Yep. 9th and 10th. Whatever happened on the 9th, but he made it to graded at 12:01 on the 10th, the day before his birthday.
So knowing that's your age, your dog, your ride or die, how do you cope with seeing him like that? How do you what do you feel like the future holds with?
I really feel like despite him being in the situation, regardless of anything, I know, like, he can come back from this situation. He can snap out of this situation. Jermaine is so strong. Jermaine done been through a lot, but he always come out. Like, he's tough for real. Like, I know he gonna come out of it. It's just about a matter of putting in the work, getting him up, doing what needs to be done. Like, but he most definitely can come out. I just feel like he wouldn't just still be here through this situation. Like, they done caught me so many times and were like, oh, he not gonna make it. Oh, he got 3 weeks to live. Oh, he done passed away and stuff like that. They done
wow.
Like.
So when you say they, you get that information from, because he lives with his grandmother and his sister, and you just go, you and your son go there to visit.
Yeah.
Is there a reason that you guys were living together prior to the accident? So is there a reason that you guys aren't living together now, or is it just family preference?
By us not being married, when the situation happened, I got called last. They called them and told them they identified him by his tattoos, so they called them, and they ended up calling the mom. So she made it to the hospital before anybody. And by him being 21, all rights went to her. So, and us not being married, I ain't had no say so.
Yeah, I understand.
And she wanted her child.
Yeah, I understand that. But do you feel like you don't have the support system that you need when it comes to being his significant other, his baby's mother, his girlfriend, his ride or die, his dog?
Nah, I don't. But, like, it done been so long to the point that I really don't even.
But let me tell you this, and from experience, I don't think they really understand. And this is where we come in, bringing forth awareness. The goal is to educate, because unfortunately, this is going to happen to somebody else. It's happening to somebody else right now. And when the accident happened with my son, I didn't really consider his girlfriend. She didn't matter much, because he was my number one priority. Now, I wish that I considered her more, because now I understand just how important she is to his survival, especially mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. That connection that you guys have, that you had and they had, and I wasn't there. So I don't know how he felt about her. You understand what I'm saying? And he's not able to tell everyone to back off. Like, let her through the door. I want to say, let her come as often as she wants to. Let her have her way, because this is the hardest thing that you can ever imagine. But what we don't do is we don't see that's not my mate. You feel me? That ain't my man. My man's still right by my side. That's my son. So I still have my comforter. That's not their comforter. He's your comforter. They didn't lose their comforter. You've lost your comforter, and there's no way for them to realize it. And that's where I come in, because I know from experience. I wish I would have just done everything, because I know how hard it is to stay. I know how hard it is to want to go and want to be there, and you can't. I know how hard it is, because now she's moved on with her life. I can't do nothing but respect that, because she tried to come, and my selflessness that I didn't see then, that I really see now, was like, wow, if he didn't need her that much mentally and emotionally while I was there trying to help, he damn sure need her now. He needed her then. They've been through things. You guys have been through things that we'll never know, that we can never understand. He's whispered nothing's in your ear that they would be like, he said what? I totally get it. Again, that's the reason for me bringing forth awareness. There's no need to sugarcoat it and to say, oh, I'm going to bite my tongue about what I want to say about, because it's real life. And people going through this every day, and there's somebody else that's had their significant other involved in an accident, and they're not allowed to be there that they want to because we, the family, want to dictate how you be there. We want to tell you when you can come and when you can't come. That's not fair.
It ain't.
It's not fair. But that's what we do because that's what we know because we love him. But so do you. And there is no scale to say who loves him the most. So in those situations, how do you deal? How can you tell, how can you tell other young people going through this situation? What advice do you have for somebody that this is just happening to? They have a baby by him. He's got family that you guys are maybe torn a little bit. How do you tell them how to survive? I want you to look in the camera and tell them, what do you do? They just found out she about to go through hell.
I really don't know what, I don't know. I just went through it. It wasn't more so about, my thought is never on the family. My thought is always on Jermaine. So no matter how they feel or what they say or what goes on, my main thought is Jermaine. I know he can't comprehend. I know he can't speak for himself, but I know I know if he was talking, it wouldn't even be that. It wouldn't even be that. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be no, oh, you can't do this, do that, and third. Cause one thing about it, Jermaine, hey baby, Jermaine, like he don't play by me. Like he love me, and that's why like I stick around. Like people don't understand. Like I could have left. Like the situation, like people don't know, but like the situation, like. But my thought ain't never like I good outweigh our bad. So like I feel like I'ma just stick around regardless. Like no matter what, like no matter who, what, why, what, who.
So how do you handle the moments when you're frustrated? When sometimes the family may say we don't want you to come around this week. Is there situations like that?
It don't even be like I don't even get no heads up when I can't come around. It just automatically, oh, I ain't gonna answer the phone or I ain't gonna talk to you. But like,
so how do you handle that? How do you handle that?
Back then I used to cry, but me now, like knowing what I know, like they gonna eventually gonna have to call me. Cause get what Jermaine is at a state now. Like I said, at first he wasn't doing nothing, but now he at a state where you can't even talk about Mumu. He'll don't say nothing wrong about Mumu. He'll book up out the bed. Like even though he can't communicate, he's fully aware and he fully shows how much he feel about Mumu. Mm-hmm. It's no understanding. Like I get a call like Jermaine just want to talk to you. Oh well, I wasn't gonna let. I ain't been answering the phone.
Your nickname, Milandria,
yes,
Mumu.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But I eventually get a call like, oh, Jermaine want to see you. Oh, girl, he just been so mad, and I go see him. Mm-hmm. I brighten his day. He smile from ear to ear, like.
So how do you feel like 5 years from now, that's what you'll do? You'll go by, take your son to see him, spend a little time with him, a few times a week, and then go on with your life. What do you think you'll date and meet anyone else? Are you interested in that? Is it a possibility? What does the future hold? I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but I want to know.
I don't know right now. Right now, it's just like Jermaine is my person, and I just feel like if you can't come how you come, still how you still, then I don't want that right away on my person. Like even in the future, like even if I do decide to date or whatever the case may be, it's always known Jermaine is my number one priority. So you either gonna stick with her or go on about your business. But hopefully 5 years from now, Jermaine be up, walking and talking, and you see us.
Right. Okay. So, but you understand that it's not gonna happen. He not just gonna automatically get up out of that bed. You understand it's gonna take someone getting him up each and every day. Yep. And until that happens, you'll just be going to visit. And it'll be like that. And I really wish that there was something that we could do to have his situation changed to, I wish it was something we can do to have his situation changed to where you guys could be with him every day. Mm-hmm. You're saying he's your person.
He is. He's my person. We done been through everything together, like everything.
So how do you handle being lonely?
Honestly,
He's your person.
I
It's
suppress
been
my
4
feelings.
years.
I suppress my feelings.
So when you feel lonely, you're a woman. You're a beautiful black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Young, fine. And I know people, hey, Miss Lay, I know you get it.
Mm-hmm.
So when the loneliness comes, when it's Valentine's, when it's your birthday, when it's Christmas, how do you handle, for almost 4 years, how do you handle being lonely? What do you tell? Because again, someone is going to go through this. They're about to sit at home 6 months from now. The accident is new to them and they lonely as hell. What do you tell them? How do they cope? Because my situation is different. My husband has been there.
I don't know. I got friends. I got family. Like my friend, like on Valentine's Day, my friend, she showed with Valentine gifts and stuff like that. Like I ain't gonna say I'm just all the way in. Like I talk to people, yeah. But like I said, like these folks ain't.
It doesn't.
They ain't
compare.
Jermaine.
Yeah.
They ain't Jermaine. So. And.
So you honestly feel, if you have another relationship and you like someone, and he likes you, and it goes good, he's going to have to accept that you're going to visit Jermaine several times a week. Y'all going over there, you're going to hang out, you're going to love on him, you kissing him. He's just got to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Respect.
Jermaine started talking about marry you. I don't care how long the relationship was.
But you know it's possible.
Like, yeah. I do.
But it's not going to happen with him just laying there. And I don't never say it to make nobody feel bad. But I know, like, what it took for my son. Hard all day, every day. And he has to have that. And I know that's almost impossible because you have his son. Mm-hmm. How do you survive? Jermaine was your guy. He's your guy. He's your person. And he assisted you financially?
Mm-hmm. But Jermaine, no, like... I'm not just he financially, like, whatever I needed, but, like, it was time where he needed me, and he could fall back on me.
Okay.
I do hell. I'm just not no sit-at-home girl, right, waiting on the money. Okay. I know how to go get some money, too.
Period. I understand. Respect.
So, yeah, okay. For sure. Like I said, but I ain't gonna hold you. It be hard sometimes. Like, I wish he was there, like, it wasn't nothing I couldn't ask him for. It wasn't nothing he wouldn't do for me, and it really be hurt my feelings. But at the end of the day, I got 2 kids, so I'm gonna have to go get it myself.
How does your family feel about you having to go get it yourself? Or do you feel like his family should be responsible for the care of your son? I don't know how that goes. So tell me how you feel about it.
Me, yeah, I honestly feel like it should, it shouldn't be nothing. I just feel like, in Jermaine being in that situation, I feel like whoever, like, there for him, I do feel like they should be there for my son. My son's still missing out on his father at the end of the day. His father here, but his father can't do nothing for him. Like, he got brothers and stuff. Like, I got brothers and stuff. And then he got homeboys and stuff. Like, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
It should be
People
done.
leave.
Because regardless of, before that, Jermaine looked out for everybody. Right. He was there for everybody, kids and all. He might not do for you, but he'll more definitely do for your kids, for sure. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that energy always should be reciprocated. Now that Jermaine been in this situation, but regardless of anything, who do and who don't do, my big girl draws on, I'm going to do it.
Period. Right. But you understand, too, it's a financial burden for someone to be in this situation. Mm-hmm. Because even if they're getting SSI, anywhere from $600 to $800 a month, even if you're paying living expenses of, you're renting a room, just $300-$400 a month, mm-hmm. and then you're eating and to care and, paying someone to assist, that's really no money, So it's sort of like a double-sided sword because nobody really has nothing to give because he was the giver. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? So it's such a weird situation because, of course, you deserve support for your son. Mm-hmm. You deserve, because when an absent father, a father is absent, the female gets child support. So when he's disabled, why shouldn't the child get monthly support?
Yes. This is like I said.
Maybe that need to be something that we can look into. Maybe you guys can, drop the answers to this question, because her son gets no financial support.
None.
I didn't know that.
None at all.
Have you applied?
No, like for what it is?
SSI or SSDI or SDI, one of them.
It was one of them. They was saying that my son would be able to get none because Jermaine didn't have no job.
We're gonna get you guys. If you guys know the answer to this question, drop your comments below. We're gonna go back and read them. But that is definitely something in this situation when there's been, life after trauma. She still has 2 kids. You still have to do hair. They still have birthdays,
Pay bills,
school, bills.
rent.
Yes, car,
Sure.
transportation expenses, gas, food. It's expensive, and it's hard doing it by yourself, and especially when someone has just walked away from the relationship. That's different. I'm coming after you. I'm gonna give me some child support, and the state is gonna take. But that's not the case.
Yeah, not at all.
The system should definitely be responsible. I feel like it takes a lot of money for recovery. That's the reason for us opening the gym. For people that cannot get the recovery and cannot go, to therapy 3 or 4 days a week, we're open 5 days a week. That's the reason. To bring forth awareness of the situation.
Yeah.
To bring forth awareness that, hey, moms need this. It's just not older people that have strokes and brain injuries. It happens to people at any age. And that's where we come in. So what do you do? What do you think? How do you bring forth awareness? Because I'm sure a lot of your friends never dealt with a situation like this, having they friend, boyfriend in a situation like this.
We just be on I just be on TikTok and Facebook or whatever the case may be. Cause I really just posted him just because it was his birthday, but it went viral, and you never know how many people going through your situation. People done DM me how do you cope? Can you help me? I'm going through this same situation. I never knew so many people was going through the same thing that I was going through. I never even thought of nothing of TBI until I got into this situation myself.
Right.
That wasn't on my mind. Never came across my mind.
Right. And it never comes across millions of people's mind until they experience the life after trauma. Yeah. So mentally, have you ever sought therapy? Have you ever considered therapy? Talking to a therapist about it? Why not?
I don't know.
Do you feel like a therapist could help you?
Probably with my main, not necessarily unless the therapist can get Jermaine up and walking and talking, then they can help me. But I feel like I'm always feel this way no matter who I talk to. I talk to God about it, right. But He eased my heart. But I still go through it. I still gotta go through it daily. My baby daddy's still in the bed. He's still not the person that I can call on right now. It just. I don't think I'll be okay until he stood back walking and talking.
What do you miss most about him?
Everything.
Most?
Everything. I miss his laughs. I miss his dimples. I miss his smile. I miss his talks. I miss his hugs. I miss cooking for him. I miss laying in the bed with him. I miss everything about him. Ain't one thing that I could pinpoint and say that I miss, because I miss everything. It's been 4 years. I miss everything. Even the arguments, I miss them too. Good and bad, I miss it all.
So when it comes to the future, how hopeful are you that he will regain some sense of self, some sense of normalcy, And I'm being realistic, the type of family that he has, And I'm not saying I'm no better than nobody else. I know people's situation and circumstances are different. They only got him, his mother, his grandmother, and sister. He's only been with them, a year, if that long. So
Finna be a year.
So the trauma was already done. And I know they don't have the ability, the capability. They have the capability, the necessary tools that's needed to assist them, with getting him up every day. I understand that. But do you feel like there's a lot of hope, or there's little hope when it comes to his recovery?
I feel like if we just get on all one accord and just come together as one, not just for nobody else, put the pride aside, the attitudes and everything. Nobody but for Jermaine. Like, let Jermaine be in their mind or everybody's mind to, like, we're going to do this. We're going to get him back up. That was before Jermaine's 22nd birthday. It's no way Jermaine should still be laying in that bed like he is. He's young. He's not old. He's not 40, 50 or something. Like, it takes time. He's young. He's a go-getter. He gonna get up and go get him some money. I don't care what it is. I don't care if he got to get up on feet. Like, I know that hurt his feelings every day to be like that. But if we all get on one accord and even make out a schedule or plan, whatever the case may be, Jermaine could get back up. He's still here. He's still here. He's still here. No matter if he can't communicate, he be trying to talk. He show us, like I said, he wasn't doing nothing. He used to always be mad, but now it's just like he coming and he accepting the fact that he was in this situation and he got to come out of it. Like, he's a fighter. Like, I can't see him just being like that forever. Like, if he get, like, we all come to one accord and get on one page, Jermaine will be back right. And won't nobody have to worry about nothing. If he,
have you tried? Have you initiated it?
Yeah, but like, it's only so much that I could do. If you allow me to do it, then I can do it. But if you're not allowing me to do it, then I don't put my pride aside in so many situations not me walking away for Jermaine because nothing he did, but I could have walked away because of how I was treated. How wasn't no respect shown, none of that. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's never about them. So I always put my pride aside, kiss a little ass if I got to, because it's about Jermaine.
And your son. And how does your son, how does he deal with, see his dad in this situation? Does he ask you questions about it? What is your conversation with your son like?
Like, it's like he understands now. Like, I always made it my business to, like, before anything, like, before I even had my child, Jermaine always talked about my little boy, I want to do this with my little boy. Even, like, before I even knew what the gender was, Jermaine had got almost everything I needed. And he didn't even know the gender. So I always made sure that he had that bond, birthdays, holidays. I don't care. We're going to go throw my son a party, but we're going to go over there and see Jermaine and take him a cake so he can see his son blow the candles out. Like, I always made sure that they had that bond. Like, even, like, right now, like, he be wanting to help bathe him. Me and him be arguing. Me and my son be arguing because he want to bathe him. He want to give him drink. He want to feed him. Mm-hmm. He want to do anything that got to do with his daddy, he want to do it. And I love that for him. I love that despite his daddy's situation, he love his daddy regardless. Mm-hmm. And he think of his daddy, like, with the utmost respect despite how he is.
Does that bother you to see your son have to start his life so young without his father being active in his life? Like, do you feel like I need a man around him?
Not a man.
I'm just asking.
Not a man, cause like
You don't feel like he needs a male role model?
Yeah, he do, and he got that. Jermaine has a friend. His name D-Rock, and he has my brother them with D-Rock, it ain't no birthday, it ain't no nothing. Like, he was Jermaine's friend. Like, Jermaine, when we stayed together, Jermaine would go to his house and play the game and stuff. And ever since Jermaine, what happened to Jermaine, I don't care what, he's going to show up every time for my son. He taking places. His mom even taking places. Like,
okay.
Yeah. Like, he has that male figure, but I wish he had that male figures from his uncles. But he have that. Like, he have that. That's one thing I can say. He do have that. But he do also be like, I want to do this with my daddy. I wish I could do this with my dad. And I just be like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. it's gonna happen.
So when it comes to coming together to get him some help,
Hmm.
you're willing to say, I'm going to come on, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 o'clock.
Every day if I got to. Every day if I got to. Every day
Well,
if
I know
I can.
every day may be a
Like,
bit impossible because it takes, you can do it by yourself, but you have to have complete control. And we know you don't have complete control. So it's going to be hard.
Come all of one accord.
Everybody has to definitely come on one accord. Well, I know that they're moving soon, so maybe the situation will change, and you guys can, you can spend more time with him. Oh, excuse me. You can spend more time with him to assist in his recovery, because ultimately that's the goal. To give him his life back. And you guys, so deserve it.
Yeah. He do. He just so young. Like, he done been through so much at an early age. I just really feel like he ain't got to really live life for real. Like, y'all don't, like, they don't know him for real. But I really feel like ever since a young age, like, he was there. Like his sister said, he was the go-getter. He was the one with the money. Like, everybody depended on him, and they could depend on him.
Do you feel guilty that everybody depended on him, and that's why he was out hustling? Or do you feel like that had any connection with his incident? Because the way I understand it, he was just found on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to speculate, but because we don't know, no one knows. So. But we understand, certain lifestyles.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that caused his accident? That's the reason for the injuries? Do you feel like his lifestyle had anything to do with it?
I really don't know, because, like...
Yeah. I understand.
Ain't nothing ever happened like this.
Right.
Ain't nothing ever happened like this. I've been talking to Jermaine since 2017, like... But I ain't gonna hold you. That always been a thought in my mind because of the life that he lived. Like, but I never thought that it would become my reality. Like, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, I understand. So, lastly, when it comes to your relationship, your future, you say, you're hopeful that, he can get some assistance because he deserves it and he needs it. And it's possible. But if it doesn't happen, and if you sit back and look at this video 5 years from now and you feel like you're in the same position, what do you do? Or have you even thought that far?
I don't think that far.
Yeah.
I don't know. My mind just be stuck on
the now.
Yeah. Like, I can't worry about yesterday. Tomorrow isn't promised. Like, I can only worry about today. So, like, I don't know. I ain't thought that far.
So what do you say in closing? What do you say to the young lady whose boyfriend is going through this situation and she feels distant? She wants to be there, and this is the beginning of their journey, and she's really at the point as to where she's saying, I think I just need to walk away from my mental. So mentally, how do you tell her to stay strong? Yeah, you love him. She loves him. But this takes a lot of, we know this is pounding on your mental. You have to be mentally strong, but everybody's not mentally strong. How do you stay mentally strong, and how do you tell them to stay mentally strong?
I ain't mentally strong.
You are.
I'm not. I'm a crybaby. Like, I cry more than anything. I pray too. But
you say you don't cry now as much as you used to cry.
Yeah, I don't, but it's still like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, at first, like, it was.
You made it this far. You still muster up the nerves and the strength and the energy. and the mental capacity to get in your car and go over there and walk through the door and go right back to see him. Yeah. Mentally, that's strong.
But it's only a facade. It be for him though. It be a facade. Like I be wanting to cry when I see him. I'm not used to, like, even with 4 years, like it's always gonna sit in the back of my head that Jermaine was a go getter. Like I don't care. I don't see him go walk and get him some money. Like my feeling be hurt. Like I be saying to myself, like, ain't no way you still laying like this. Ain't no way. Ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing changing. Like, but I still like put a smile on just for him, just show him like, keep going, don't give up.
Do you feel like he's sad about it?
Yeah. Jermaine show emotions. Jermaine be crying and everything. Jermaine be crying. I know he's sad. I know he's
makes him cry.
Him being like that. Him not being able to do for himself, and that's all he know. Him not being able to get up. Him not being able to him not, for us not to understand him. Like, he could be going through so much right now, but we don't know because he can't communicate it to us. He be trying, though. He be trying. He try more and more. Like I said, at first he wasn't doing them, but, like, he be moving his mouth trying to get us to understand. Mm-hmm. He be trying to get us to understand what's going on, but, like, I know he mad. I know he hurt. He not, come on now. We ain't never sat down this long. Probably a year and a half, but never this long. Like, never this long. Like, it never gave that long.
Do you think he wants to continue living like this?
I know he don't.
Wow. Do you think if he had a choice for it to be over, he would take the choice for it to be over?
He would, but guess what? He probably would, but guess what? I feel, that's why I said, like, he wants to be here. He wants to be here. It's been 4 years. Who wakes up every day, he still be smiling from ear to ear. No matter how much pain he go through, yeah. Me and my son, no matter how much pain he go through, no matter what, like, no matter what it is, he still be smiling. Like, I believe, like, they done said that to me a couple times. Oh, he want to give up. I don't want to hear it. Because if he wanted to give up, he would have been gave up. Mm-hmm. He wake up every day. He still be trying. Like, he wasn't doing nothing. He started moving on. His legs been a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Like, he's showing us that he want to be.
I've been trying. You can give him the tools because it's about using the tools often. Like, you got to consistency. Mm-hmm. I told you consistency is key. Mm-hmm. Well, that's gonna be our message. That's the end of this interview, and I appreciate you for coming. But again, we're going to end it with consistency is key in whatever you do, in love, in relationships, in recovery. It's going to take, and I salute you for being around. I salute you for staying there. I salute you for not backing away from the family, because I know that's extremely hard, because you feel like I'm singled out. And in a sense you are. It's everybody against you. Mm-hmm. It's the whole family. I get it. And not to say that they don't have valid reasons for their feelings, but you have valid reasons for yours too. And everyone has to sort of put their self validity aside and try to consider the other person. Because I don't think they really consider it much, because it's not them in this situation. They would never understand the situation.
Yeah, your soulmate, your spouse, the person you live with, do your things with. Like, I understand the love that they got for him, but our love we got soul tie love. Yeah. Y'all got family love. We got soul tie love.
It's a different type of love.
It's a different type of love.
Yeah, I said that.
So y'all might feel like y'all hurting too. Y'all hurting, but I'm hurting too.
Right.
The person who I was sleeping with every day, not sleeping with me. People don't understand it. I know they love him for sure, but my love is different. My love is soul side. Like, we did everything together. We done been through a lot of things together and overcame the situation. From us, like, we were just standing together before all this happened. Like, we were standing together, sleeping in the same bed, take showers, eating, all that. Like, that's what was going on. So, yeah, I know they love him, but I love him too, just as much as y'all do. Yeah. I want to see him right.
Please continue to prove that. Don't walk away. And I know it's easier said than done. I know it is. Mm-hmm. But you continue to be the strength and you continue to be the guide that other young girls need. Because again, like I said, you're not the only one going through it. Someone else is going through it, and they're going to be going, unfortunately, tomorrow, the next day, it's going to be someone added to this team, this community of us, experiencing life after trauma. And relationship is really hard for my son too, even though he's recovered a great deal. He still has a long way to go, but he still suffers with, wanting the intimacy, wanting relationship. And he did when he was in that position. Mm-hmm. As soon as he could talk, that was one of the first things he said.
Jermaine can't talk, and this way I know. Mm-hmm. I told that he comprehend.
Yeah, right.
He just can't talk.
Well, guys, on that note, we want to thank you guys. Remember, faith without work is dead. Failure is not an option. Treat people the way that you want to be treated, because you are not exempt. Lil Jermaine, you want to come over and say hi?
Say hey. What?
Say hi.
Say hey.
You keep going and taking good care of your dad, okay?
Say okay.
You keep going and take good care of your dad, okay?